You want it? Okay, go ahead then.
Thank you for coming this evening. There's a couple of things I'd like to address. First of all, if you haven't noticed, the annual report is dedicated to our good friend, Joe Norton. Secondly, I'd like to say this is really an honor to be standing up here to be reading this resolution. We've prepared for Joe. If you just give us a couple of minutes, we're each going to take a turn at reading it. It starts out by saying, whereas the Board of Selectmen and the participants of this 2013 annual town meeting would like to publicly recognize and honor Joseph P. Norton for 30 years of outstanding service as a selectman and for his strong commitment to the residents of the town of Scituate. And whereas Joe first became a selectman in 1983, at which time he served with Andy Zalonis, Rich Bowen, Constantine Constantinos, and Ellie Seaton. He served as the board's chairman in 1985, 1989, 1994, 1997, 2002, 2003, 2009, and during this 2012-2013 term.
And whereas the town of Scituate has seen a great many changes during these years, and Joe Norton has been at the forefront of attending thousands, I repeat, thousands of committees, commissions, council, and board meetings, and addressing such items as cable television, the 350th anniversary, the 375th anniversary of the town of Scituate, renovations to the town pier, Cole Parkway, Front Street, the animal shelter, upgrades to the wastewater treatment plant and sewer expansion, return of the Greenbush line, which he was actively involved in trying to protect the town's interests, Whittles Walk Golf Course, studies for fire stations and new fields, capping the landfill, and a new transfer station, the high school renovation, and the new Jenkins Elementary School, creation of a town website, revised town charter, harbor dredging, Scituate Marine Park, the Community Preservation Act, and the Public Facilities Master Plan.
And whereas Joe played key roles in many other projects, we know he was most particularly proud of Whittles Walk Golf Course, the town's purchase of Young's Boat Yard and the Pier 44 property, and the benefits these acquisitions will afford Scituate residents for generations to come. His unfailing commitment to work one-on-one with residents to solve their individual concerns has been consistent and successful. And
whereas Joe has handled his many official duties, including emceeing countless special occasions, with great warmth and wit. One of the things he has most enjoyed as a selectman has been the opportunity to interact with and honor Scituate's young residents and their parents at Eagle Scout ceremonies, the Course Foundation's Lose the Training Wheels Bike Camp, calls from the North Pole, and, interestingly, the Santa Stroll. And
therefore, be it resolved that Joe accept this resolution with the resounding thanks and appreciation of the Board of Selectmen and the entire town of Scituate. Joe, for your long tenure as a member of the Board of Selectmen, has benefited our community in countless ways and will continue to do so for many, many years. We sincerely wish you the best as you enjoy more time with your family, friends, attend Red Sox and BC Eagle games, golf, relax with a book at Peggotty Beach. The town of Scituate is a better place for your considerable efforts. Thank you so much. Signed this 9th day of April, 2013 by John F. Danahy, myself, Sean Harris, Rick W. Murray, and Anthony Vignani. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Can I do one quick thing before you
Yeah,
speak?
sure can.
You'll do this.
Jim Cantwell.
We're coming in. Joe, this is such a tremendous, historic occasion for all of us to be here and recognize your service. By the way, think of all the historic occasions that Joe has attended. Just one, Joe, you and I were there, as you recall, for the 375th anniversary of First Parish Church, right here in town. And Reverend Stoyer was talking about how difficult those first parishioners, how when they came in, how they could be driving snow, coming into the building during the sermons, how cold it would be. They had to bring huge blankets. They'd have to have little fires here in front of them just to stay warm. I turned to Joe saying, that sounded pretty tough. And Joe said, hey, I was a selectman then. It really wasn't that bad. But Joe, over the real 30 years, you have done so much to represent this town with great honor and to help so many people. It's my great pleasure to be here and also to recognize your family who has lent you to these tremendous efforts. For Ann, Joby Norton, who's here, Kim Peters, Patrick, and Therese. And I had to notice for Patrick, who you and I just were saying, Patrick, who is 15, you and I met when I was 13, and you broke me in to work with Bill Golden so many years ago. So thank you for your lessons to me through public service. So on behalf of the Commonwealth, it's my great honor to be here. Just have one quick thing to read and then a presentation. Be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to Joseph Norton in recognition of your 30 years of dedicated public service, making a tremendous difference in the lives of countless citizens. Joe, the article we're going to give to you right here now starts off where it discusses, Patrick Ronan wrote it here, but if you come right up, I have this presentation for you. You want to hold that up? Remember that? This is an article that discussed of Joe with his tremendous service, and it began, Joe, because we were talking, as everyone here knows, when you had that unfortunate health crisis, and the first thing that we talked about, how it was like It's a Wonderful Life, the ending of that movie, because so many people said, Joe made such a tremendous difference in my life, what can I do to help him? Joe, in that movie it says that, and we know the end of it, it says, he who has friends is the wealthiest person. Here's to Joe Norton, the richest man in town. Congratulations, Joe.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I will say a very few words. Jim Cantwell touched on it. I would not have been able to do what I think I tried to do over the past 30 years without the cooperation of my family, my wife Ann, my son Joby, my daughter Kimberly, grandchildren Patrick and Trace, and Peter and Tessa Norton, who are a little too young to be here tonight. But without their allowing me to give my time, it wouldn't have been possible. Also, I should be thanking you, the residents and citizens of Scituate, for giving me the opportunity to serve you. I appreciate that more than you'll ever know. We have gone through 30 years. I hope Scituate is a better place today than it was 30 years ago. We have our challenges, we have our issues. We've had those in the past, and we've dealt with them and worked together to solve them. And I have every confidence that we will work together and solve issues of today. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very, very much for the opportunity of serving you here in Scituate. Thank you.